well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 4 English lesson on synonyms. And before we start with our lesson on synonyms, we're going to log into aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged into aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 4, and once we selected the subject of language arts, grade 4, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of synonyms. So our chapter is synonyms. Our subject is English, which is language arts, grade 4. And the lessons that we're going to be focusing on under the chapter of synonyms is to choose the synonym and which sentence has the same meaning, and we're also going to find synonyms in context. So that is going to be the lessons we're going to be focusing on under the chapter of synonyms. All right. So a synonym, right? Well, synonyms are words with same meaning or almost the same meaning, right? So synonyms are words with the same meaning or almost the same meaning. For example, words like dad and father. It's like if example, your dad, or if you say your father, like either one, it basically the meaning is the same. So some people say this is my dad, some people say this is my father, right? But either way, the meaning is the same. The same with mom and mother, right? So mother or mom, it is basically the same thing. And a few more synonyms which basically shows words with the same meaning or almost the same meaning. For example, smart and clever. So you can sometimes say someone is very smart, and if someone is very smart, it's basically the same as saying the person is clever or intelligent, right? Because the meanings are either the same or the meanings are similar or almost the same. Imagine, right, is also the same as pretending, right? Because it's like you're imagining that you're doing something. It's like you're pretending that you're doing something. Imagine is more like a thoughty thing, like we are thinking it more. And pretend would mainly be like where you're actively doing something. The synonym of fix, to fix something, right? If you need to fix, let's say, the light bulb that broke or something, then we can either say repair. Because fix and repair is the same thing or almost the same thing. So to fix something is to repair something. When you're smart, you are clever. So can you think of more words that you think are synonyms? Words that either have the same meaning or words that you think almost has the same meaning. So synonyms. Can you think of more synonyms before we continue? All right, if we maybe look at, let's say, the word big. What do you think is a synonym of big? What do you think is another word that is the same as big? All right, huge can be a word, yes. What else? Huge can also be one word, or we can say it is large, right? Look at the word small. Give another word for small with that is similar to small. So the word that is either the same as small, we can say little, or we can say tiny, right? Um, to leave, leave. I tell you to leave this room now. A word that is similar to leave. Remember, left is basically saying it's the past tense of leave. Leave is now. Left is in the past. If you look at, let's say, if you maybe go to any building, right? Or the movies or whatever, and then on the door, there'll be a sign. There'll be a sign to show you where you need to leave. What is that word on that sign? It's a four-letter word starting with an E. Yes, so to leave or to exit, right? So to leave or to exit, that is basically words that mean the same thing, right? Okay, let's think of one more. Let me think of a word. Select. If I say you must select something, then what does that mean? Like a word that is similar to select. And then you also think of a word, if you are sick, then you are what? All right, we can say select is to pick something or to select something. What is another word for pick? There's another word for pick. Starts with a C. So another word for select is to choose, right? Choose. Sick. Another word that's similar to or the same in meaning, sick. When you are sick, then what do they say? You say that I am sick or I am. Is it the word? Do you say the word queasy? Remember, sometimes our parent uses words, but that doesn't mean that it is the specific word. So, a word for sick, a word that is the same as sick. When I am sick, then I am. It's a three-letter word, starting with I. Yes. So if you are sick, then you are ill. Right? So well done, guys. So basically, these are synonyms, right? And synonyms are words with the same meaning, or it is words with almost the same meaning. And we made a few examples of synonyms, right? Where the meanings are either the same or the meanings are almost the same, right? So if you basically change a word in a sentence to its synonym, right? Then it means that the meaning of the sentence then stays the same. Like, for example, if we use the word, let's say, my dad is a teacher, right? And we want to get the word that is similar to my dad, which is father, then we can also say my father is a teacher, which means that the word in that sentence is not going to change because it's going to be, the meaning is the same, which means that it's going to be the same. That sentence is going to be the same, right? So we said that we are doing our tutorial lesson on A plus students.ca. So now we're going to A plus students.ca where we are going to choose the synonym. And that is correct. Daddy is also the same or the same as father, right? All right, so now we need to say which word is the synonym of remain. The synonym of remain. What is a word that is the same in meaning as remain? We all need to remain in this class because the person talk to us. You need to remain here. And yes, it means that we need to stay here. So remain and stay are words that are basically either the same in meaning or same in meaning. Heat. What is the word or which word is a synonym of heat? To heat something. Something with force. And if we hit something, also say it is to strike it, right? Especially if we say by force. And yes, strike is correct. Swiftly. Swiftly, another word for swiftly. It's like saying, come on, chop, chop. Let's finish this swiftly so that we can go home. Swiftly. All right, so swiftly, a word that is similar to swiftly is quickly. You can say fastly or hurriedly. Yes, so quickly, fastly, hurriedly. Right? So now we're going to our test. Yes, fastly is also it. Hurriedly is also it, right? Quickly, yebo. All right, so now we're going to our test, right? Where we're going to choose the synonym. And we're going to say which word is the synonym of imagine. Of imagine. So which word is the synonym of imagine? Is it the first option, which is show, or pretend? Imagine. Is it show or pretend? We only have the option of show and pretend. So we need to choose between show and pretend. When we imagine something, do we show it or pretend? Yep, imagine is our thoughts, it's what we think. Yes. But in this case, imagine is to pretend, right? Because remember, imagining something, it's like you, in your thoughts, you're having all these ideas of what you're going to do or how things, or imagining what you might have, what you're going to have, right? Or gifts that you might be getting on Christmas or on your birthday, or how it will be when you go back to school. So it's like all of the things that you are thinking about, imagining it, all right? But another word for imagine is to pretend. To pretend is correct. And which word is the same as note? Same of note. Is it to send something or is it a letter? A note. I'm writing a note. So is that to send something or you're writing a letter? a note. All right, so the word that is the synonym of note is a letter. So you can say I wrote my friend a note on his or her birthday, or I wrote my friend a letter on his or no, not envelope, right? We put the note in the envelope, right? But it is a letter. So letter is correct. Well done. To destroy something, does it mean you're ruining something or you are fixing something? If you are destroying something, does it mean that you're ruining something, the first option, or you fix something, which is the second option? Destroy. The word that is similar in meaning to destroy. All right. So if we destroy something, if you are destroying something, for example, you had a toy and you are beating this toy, throwing a brick on the toy, right? Means that you are ruining you're ruining the toy, right? You're not fixing it because fixing is to repair it. So ruin is to destroy. You can say destroy is to break also, because I made an example toy, which means that you're actually breaking it by destroying it. What is a synonym of autumn? So if we are heading um, to the, let's say we are in the season of autumn, what is another word for autumn? Is it afternoon or is it fall? Autumn, the season of autumn, is it afternoon or fall? So autumn, and yes, autumn, the same word as autumn is fall. So well done. Fall is correct. Now we're going to say which sentence has the same meaning, all right? So we're going to look at sentences that might have the same meaning. So we're going to have to say which sentence has the same meaning. It says that our cat was too thin, so we took her to the vet and bought special food for her. Another word for thin. What is another thin? Another word for thin, or the word that is similar or the same as thin. So if we say somebody's thin, then we can basically say someone is skinny. Yes. So which means that our cat was too thin, which means as our cat was too skinny, right? So thin and skinny, they are either the same meaning or almost the same meaning. Mrs. Jordan taught us how to make a sack out of an old pillowcase. A sack out of a pillowcase. What is another word for sack? A sack. And another word for sack is like saying they made a bag out of a pillowcase. Remember where you can put your things in, maybe your clothes or whatever, and then you make a bag out of it. Yes, and bag is correct. All right, now we're going to our test where we are going to say which sentence has the same meaning. So we need to say which is the same meaning. We went camping woods. We roasted hot dogs over a fire. So we need to look at the word fire, another word that is the same as fire. We roasted hot dogs over a flame, or we roasted hot dogs over a hole. Which one is the correct one? Flames or a hole that means the same as fire. All right. Look at the word that is the same as fire. Then we will say, we roasted hot dogs over a flame. Because flames, fire, it's one and the same thing. And is correct. Well done. Canada is a North American nation that stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. So nation. The word for nation, is it country or is it zone? So nation, is it a country or is it a zone? And if we say Canada is a North American nation, we can then say Canada is a North American country that stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. And country is the same. So well done. Country is the same. Perhaps we can go to the movies if we finish our chores. The word that is similar to perhaps is tomorrow or maybe. Perhaps. Word that is either similar or almost the same in meaning to perhaps is maybe. Like, maybe, perhaps. And that one is correct. Is there room on the boat for 3 adults and 1 kid? So the word kid, we need to find the word that is the same in meaning. Is it the first one, which is suitcase? So suitcase, the same as kid, or child, the same as kid. So the word that's similar to, and the word that is either the same or similar to kid is a child. So a child and a kid, same. And Hannah left a sweet note on the kitchen table for her mom. Note. Is the word that the same as note? Is it pie or is it letter? So note. Is it pie or letter? All right. So which sentence has the same meaning as note? It is the second option. Yes, and which is letter. A note or a letter. Now we're going to find synonyms in context. So we need to select the synonym of the bold or the word in bold. It says Ava had a difficult time reading Matilda in third grade. Now that she's in fifth form, it won't be so hard for her. So Ava had a difficult time reading Matilda in third grade. Now that she's in fifth grade, it won't be so hard for her. The word for difficult. Difficult. Something is difficult to do. Yes, and if something is difficult, we can say that it is hard, which means that it is not easy, right? So difficult, another word for difficult is hard. So when Tara was a child, she wanted to be a firefighter. Now that she's not a kid anymore, she wants to be an engineer. So child, another word for child. And another word for child is a kid. So child. And a word that is similar or the same as child is kid. So the synonym of child is kid. Now we're going to our test. All right. So now we need to select the synonym of the word in bold. In this case, amusing is in bold. The first few scenes of the movie were quite amusing. By the end, though, the movie wasn't funny anymore. So the word that is the same as amusing, is it funny or is it movie? Amusing. Another word for amusing is funny. And funny is correct. Well done. Albert is eager to start fifth grade in September. Eager. He will be going to a new school and he's so excited to make new friends. So the word eager. So eager. Is it excited to do something or new? Is it excited or new? All right, so Albert is eager to start fifth grade in September, right? So we can say he's excited to start the grade in September. So excited is correct. The cake we bought at the bakery last week was awful. It was dry and frosting tasted terrible too. So another word for awful is it terrible or is it frosting? So awful. Is it terrible or is it frosting? This is now awful. And the word that is the same in meaning or almost the same in meaning of awful is when something is awful, then we can say it was terrible, right? Something is awful, then we can say it is terrible. Mrs. Kund said it is not polite to interrupt when someone is speaking. I always try to be respectful, but sometimes I forget. So, polite, is it respectful or is it to forget? All right, so another word for polite, right? If you're saying that you are polite, then you can say that I am, or he is, or she is respectful because they are polite. So to complete something, Dad said that when I complete my homework, I need to rake the leaves. When I finish raking, go play. So complete, is it to finish? Is complete another word for complete? Raking. All right, and another word to complete is to finish. So I completed it, I finished it. And finish is correct. Well done. So that was it. That is our lesson on synonyms. And we said some synonyms are words that either have the same meaning or they have almost the same meaning as another word. And that we call synonyms, right? So thank you very much, Great Pause, for joining the class. Thank you very much for interacting. And I really hope that you are going to have a good day further. Goodbye.